Good morning, everybody. Just doing a quick mic check. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Perfect. All right, so today mic chest, loud and clear. All right, so today heading into the market, once again, we still have the previous month high SMT to the previous week high SMT, and so that would make me feel more bearish as opposed to what price is doing right now. It does look pretty bullish in terms of order flow. However, my model tells me to just pay attention to SMTs, and so what I'm going to be doing this morning, especially because we don't have too much we don't have any volatile injections other than 930. I do want to see how price develops. Right now we do technically have a previous day high SMT, so if that's the case, I wouldn't be against looking for a short this morning. um yeah, that's about it though. I think I'd probably be looking for shorts this morning until the higher time frame SMTs are invalidated, meaning your previous month high, previous week high, right? Until those are invalidated, I'll be looking for a short. As of right now on the 15-minute chart, I'm aware that all London highs have been taken out already, so I'm not looking for a London high SMT. Not too interested in that. The only way if I were to use the 15-minute SMT is if we have one between AM session and PM session. Otherwise, I'm not too interested in that. Additionally, if we go down to a lower time frame, it does look like a very clean market maker sell model down to these lows over here. So I wouldn't be, once again, against a short because we have clean liquidity resting below. Other than that, once again, I'm just paying attention and trusting what the higher time frame is telling me, and I'm going to base my idea off of that. I'm also paying attention to this 5-minute SMT right here that we have. Right. So that's one of the main key things I'm paying attention to. If we get a nice market structure shift from here, so if we can invert this RDRB right here, preferably invert this balanced price range down here as well. If we can invert these, then I'll take a sell and put my stop loss at this high. And I'd like to see lower prices from that into these low resistance liquidity as the first target. So we'll see how price develops. Interest in the 1 hour fair value gap. Like this which fair value gap were we paying attention to? Can you give me a specific time for the candle? Thank you. RDRB redelivered rebalance PD ray. If you don't know what an RDRB is, just look at the balanced price range resting below it. This gap right here is a RDRB, but if you don't know what it is, then just pay attention to this gap because this swing point actually technically occurs within this gap. So if we invert this, I'll look for a sell, continuing lower, ultimately going for this low as the market maker sell low, right? And then I'd want to see, how we develop price. And if we do start plummeting lower, that means we're respecting the higher time frame SMTs. Because this week so far has been consolidation on the higher time frame, right here, consolidation. Yesterday we caught a nice move, but in reality we're just banking off of higher time frame consolidation right now, so you just got to be aware of that. Type 1 if that's clear to everybody, and type 2 if you have questions. I'm in an NQ long right now, have been in it since 6 a.m. took like 60% already. Now waiting to see if we finish the market maker buy model. Yeah, sounds great. I have some trading friends that are also in longs right now, so even though they're in longs, I'm still unfazed because I'm just following my model, right? So if we do end up inverting this gap, the RR is still going to be pretty good. It's going to be around 2.5 R for the first TP. And that would be your London low as well. With equities open in 9 minutes, once again, we have no high impact news today, so I want you guys to be extra patient today. Wait until price is blatantly obvious, and then that's when you want to execute. Because otherwise, that'll be low probability conditions for you, right? Oh, right. You're manic. I keep thinking you're, because of your name, you're someone else is named very similarly to you in the server. So I have a question. If we take a trade on the 15-minute SMT, should we cut the trade the moment we form another SMT on the opposite? I wouldn't say cut the trade. I would say, take a partial and move to break even. Because if you get an opposing SMT on this of the same magnitude, right, you want to be more careful. New home sales at 10 a.m. Let me check that. I think it should be an orange folder. Yeah, I'm not too interested in that personally. I think it is good to be aware of orange folders, but personally I just don't do that. Good morning, Fabian. Oh, Fabian, I sent you a friend request on Discord if you kindly accept it. How much risk would you be enduring from here? Volatility injection. Yeah, looks good. Once we get this market structure shift, I think I wouldn't be against entering a short here. See where I would potentially have my targets. So this would be target 1, which is not ideal personally. This wouldn't be really ideal for RR. So I think if I did enter this trade, I'd just manage the trade and see if it goes for London low. Let's see if I missed any. Oh, I missed a lot. Less confident on the day, so probably won't trade. Will be interested in seeing longs from 6 a.m. personally. Yeah, looks good. Orange, but sometimes it wicks both sides. Yeah, I do see that happen sometimes. Do you have a willing to cash out of prop firms and start own account? I have my personal account. I just use prop firms as a tool to start like continue building up my account pretty much. Most of my winning trades have SMT. I'm 90% there to decide no SMT, no trade. Yes, 100%, bro. Did your model generate any longs during London session and pre-market? I did not pay attention to London session, but as of right now, I'm just waiting to see what happens in accordance to that higher time frame. All right, take care, Minik. So NQ took the 2 p.m. wick and he is doing. So whenever you have SFT opposing your position, what I personally do is I just pretty much, I just take a partial or move to break even, whatever makes you comfortable, right? But I always mitigate risk if I have analysis that's opposing my idea, right? So what's the invalidation of your confluences that generated your trade idea? And once those are invalidated, then you want to protect yourself, right? 6:45 candle on the 5-minute chart. No, nothing here is like significant to me. The only thing I'm paying attention to is pretty much SMTs and order flow. Got 40 seconds for your equities open. Why I'm just being a little sus here. I invalidate this idea. We'll see. So equities open now. So YM has driven above this high. We'll see how this candle closes. We still have 5 minutes for this 9:30 candle to develop. Typically, I like to look at the 15-minute candle to see how it develops. So I would really wait more, so 15 minutes for this candle to develop. And then if this trade idea comes to fruition, then I'll take it. So I think this idea is probably invalid now with this volatile injection higher. So we'll see how this candle closes once again on the 15-minute chart, and we'll gauge what we want to do from here. If we continue higher to invalidate these SMTs of the higher time frame, then I'll just continue my bullish bias going to the rest of the week. But as of right now, because of these higher time frame SMTs, I'm just gonna wait until they're invalidated. The 1 hour chart, we have an SMT with previous day high. Yeah, I don't know. Bearish bias still looks good to me. I might have cognitive bias, but objectively from my analysis, it just looks like we could look for some lower prices. So I'm going to trust my analysis, trust my model, and let it play out. If you guys are feeling any FOMO, I suggest you journal it down, and so you can reflect on it after market closes. Because as of right now, nothing to really do in terms of my game plan. We'll see if this can hold, create something nice for us to look for a trade opportunity, but otherwise, sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't have a trade every day. Let's see if there's any NWOGs on NQ, because I know ES and YM are at all-time high, so I just want to see if we have anything to work with up here. We have a couple that we've been keying off of. See if we accelerate through this to invalidate the previous day high SMT. Any questions? Has anybody taken a trade so far? I know some people were in long, so really great stuff. Whoever was in a long. All right, perfect. Yeah, so YM's doing what I wanted it to do. However, NQ and ES are, kind of doing its own thing as of right now. We could take a look at NKD if we want to. Let's see. Also have that SMT with previous day high, so it's pretty much the same thing. This just comes the part of waiting, the waiting game. I am aware we have SMTs on the lows. However, once again, the higher time frame SMTs have not been invalidated yet. That's why I'm not looking for that yet. If we end up invalidating it, then I'll switch bias. You check EU for a bit. Let's see. I don't normally trade EU, but I'll take a look at it. I don't know what happened to my drawings. Are they gone? Oh, here they are. So right now we do have this SMT up here with the July high. So I just keep an eye on that. If this invalidates, which it looks like it wants to continue lower as of right now. It looks very bearish because we've traded back into this inversion gap here. And then we just rejected lower. So I would look for higher prices in EU, GU as of right now. You do have this SMT here, so just be aware of that. Because EU's already taken the high, DXY failed to take the low, and then GU also failed to take the high. Gold, my analysis has not been hitting on gold. I thought we had this SMT on the highs, and it just continued trading through it. So I have no thought on gold as of right now. But I do see this liquidity down here that looks very clean, but it's just been expanding. So I think I don't know, honestly. I genuinely could not tell you because I don't trade this. Right? So I had this SMT right here. I thought we were gonna go lower, but we ended up just rocketing past it. Technically you do still have the SMT, but there's not much like supporting this idea as of right now. As of right now, once again, I'm still in the waiting game, guys. I'm still in the waiting game. But once you invert this gap right here, I think this is Dodgy's model. If you want to enter on that, this would be Dodgy's model into these low resistance liquidity lows. So yeah, I'm still interested in shorts as of right now. There's nothing like this rocket higher. That just looks like a Judas swing to me personally. I think all this liquidity down here is gonna get purged. We'll see how it develops though. You still use internal external range liquidity? Yeah, I do. I don't use it like religiously. Like I'm more so just focused on SMTs when they trade. Like so when we trade into external range liquidity or internal range liquidity, I always pay attention, is there SMT? And that's when I know to trust that internal or external range liquidity. So I do still use it, but I use SMT as a lower time frame confirmation. So again, you guys just want to be patient here. Just let the candles develop, right? Remember that volatility injection is not the high probability setup. Volatility injection is what creates your high probability setup. That's a crazy support from that 5-minute fair value gap. Where can I find good content for quarterly theory? I mean, I guess I would say Day's YouTube channel. He has like the cleanest video, or yeah, Day's. You can just search quarterly theory honestly, and people give you like the rundown in it. But if you want like in-depth content about it, I think Day only teaches in his private mentorship, I'm pretty sure. And I think there's a wait list going on right now in his Telegram if you guys want to check that out. But other than that, that's the only way I know how to get actual like in-depth information. Maz, what made you decide to switch from the unicorn model to your current strategy? I still use the unicorn model. I just use a more broad way of looking at things because I realize that everything just ends up being a market maker model. So now I literally just trade market maker models. And so I asked the questions like, where do market maker models form from? Well, that's your internal or external range liquidity. That's going to be your SMTs that kick them off, right? And once you have your SMT, you're going to have your high probability entry models, right? So that's how I like to trade now. Is I like to look for the things that start market maker models because that's the narrative and context of everything you're trading ICT related. Yeah, same Jake. Just letting the price develop as it wants right now. Ethan for no news, no trade rule, orange folder count for trade. No, I don't count the orange folder as a news event, or at least in my eyes, I don't really count it. I usually only look for our red folder news. But I think it should be fine if you just trade your model, whether you have news or not. But I will admit that whenever you have high impact news, it usually does offer a cleaner setup and higher probability conditions because you have guaranteed volatility injection, right? Well, not guaranteed, but high probability of volatility injection. But yeah, so far in the stream, we're learning to sit on our hands. Isn't that exciting? Sitting on it. Jake's gonna start his merch line. Yeah, this liquidity down here for Y is just way too clean. It, I don't know. This just looks way too clean to me. Same here. It's just like what's the parallel trend? Something 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 wedge or flag. I forgot the name of the chart patterns. Bull flag. I think that's what it's called. Something like that. But I thought bull flag was like it's supposed to be going lower like this, and then you get the next leg up. Something like that. I don't know what this one is called. 5 minutes until the hourly candle closure. That's gonna be your orange folder volatility injection if you pay attention to that. Yeah, 4 hours just still consolidating as of right now, so we'll be aware of that. I would just refer to Q2 if we're in Q3. So the previous quarter. We got 2 minutes or almost 3 minutes until candle closure. I'm gonna read while this does its thing. I always favor body closures. So as of right, we still have the we still have the previous week high SMT. So we'll see if Nasdaq wants to reach for previous month high. If that does, then that'll just invalidate our bearish bias. So I should probably draw this out a little more clear for myself so I can see it. Yeah, I'm looking at YM to see what it's doing here. To explain how to use the 8 to 8:30 data during red folder news, I would just let it play out, develop price action, and then use it accordingly. Right, so just be aware that there's going to be some sort of spike in price when there's high impact news event or volatile injection of some sort, and then just trade it accordingly based on your analysis. So our previous week high S&T has actually moved over to yesterday. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the 4-hour candle that just occurred right now. So it just happened today. So I'll move that over once it's a little cleaner. But once we trade above this level here, if we can close above that, then I'll consider my idea for bearishness invalidated, and I'll look for continued longs into this weekly fair value gap or this daily fair value gap up here. That's just the way it goes, director. As long as you follow your plan and everything, nothing to be annoyed at, you know? Sometimes it just be like that. And over like maybe a series of trade, like let's say 25 trades, if this keeps happening to you, then maybe it's time to refine your stop loss placement. So what the 5 minute wants to do here. This is the only way I can even get in a trade here is using the 5 minute. And that's gonna be at like 10:30, so yeah, I'm bearish until the invalidation of my higher time frame idea, which is this dotted line up here, invalidation level. If we trade up to that and close above it on the daily chart, then I will resume my bullish bias. Do you recommend using trading view or top step X? I personally prefer top step X if I were to go with top step. Bullish until we hit weekly fair value gap. Yeah, that's my idea as well, but I just want to see my higher time frame bias invalidated and then I'll continue looking for longs. But as of right now, I'm bearish until proven bullish, right? You copy trade top step X with other firms, not that I'm aware of. But if you go Tradeovate with Top Step, then you can. However, you can only trade up to 5 contracts. So that's either 5 minis or 5 micros, depending on what account you use. So whatever the max contract is, you can only use that amount of contracts, whether you trade micros or minis. So that's the downside of both things. Yeah, you can copy trade a like across TopStep X accounts, but you just not that I'm aware of. You can copy trade to other platforms. You can only copy trade to TopStep X accounts. No, the TopStep X is the rule is for whatever size account you use. So if you use 50K account, you have 5 contracts. If 100K account, you have 10 contracts, I believe, and then 150K, you have 15 contracts. As why I'm is at a sync, what are you really looking for now? I'm just being patient and seeing if there's anything obvious that's gonna present itself. But as of right now, it looks like this was just the move of the day. But if we get like, a lot of signatures on the highs that we could still look for downside, then I'll take the opportunity. Because right now it's like my thought process is if we trade into this invalidation level, we still need to be able to close above it on the daily chart so we could have potential downside for maybe a retracement, or maybe we just get downside, right? So I'm looking to capitalize off of that if my model appears. And so if our daily chart does close above that, then I'll just, I just have to accept that I was wrong on my higher time frame idea. Up until this point, it got invalidated, and I'm following my game plan to continue higher after that. Because at the end of the day, when you're wrong in the markets, it's not a personal thing, right? I need to see SMT on the highs before I can even consider a trade idea. I'd be looking for SMT on the 5 minute, the 90-minute cycles. And then if we cross over into PM session, then I'll look for SMT on the 15-minute. But as of right now, just the 5 minute is all I can really pay attention to. But I probably will head out before a setup even forms. If it forms, within like 15-20 minutes here, like I'll take it. But otherwise, I gotta hit the gym. Or not hit the gym, I gotta hit my run and everything. Today is my rest day, so I'm not going to the gym. But I still have some work to do. Hey, up the range, that's like a whole video in itself. I can do a video on it in the future, but I feel like it's not super necessary. pretty sure that's London low, right? Yeah, that's London low. So we'll keep an eye on this, but until we get, once again, either this invalidation here or we get a previous day low SMT, I'll still be looking for this idea. So previous day lows down here, if we trade into that, create an SMT, then I'll, once again, I want to see that invalidation ultimately. So there's the previous month high hit. We'll see how we react here. I'm looking at it on the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, there's really nothing too interesting as of right now. I cannot lie. So we got 7 hours. If we close above this, then I'll look for continued bullishness. Otherwise, I think shorts look pretty. They still look pretty decent. I will admit this move up today makes it a little more sus. YM's doing what I wanted all the markets to do, but YM's kind of doing its own thing right now. So we'll see how that develops. Yeah, we'll see. Because once again, I want to see SMT on the highs first before I even engage any sort of PD ray. Yeah, as of right now, my bias is still bearish until my higher time frame idea is invalidated. I'm just being objective with my analysis. So no matter how it looks right now, it looks extremely bullish. I agree. But until I get the invalidation, I just gotta follow my system. Waiting for a 5-minute SMT. Then I want to see how structure forms after that. Because right now, if I were to even short, I'm shorting into a massive displacement higher, which is not ideally something you want to do. It's like trying to catch a rocket, right? So I think ideally I would like to see a 15-minute SMT first and then structure form going to downside, right? That would be the most ideal. And we also have a London low SMT forming right now. So this market maker sell model right here is what I wanted to see on NASDAQ and ES. However, it's just why I'm doing it right now. It looks like we're reaching for previous day low as well. And so if we end up creating a previous day low SMT with YM, then that would present even more bullish confluence. That's invalidating the current bearish evidence I have right now. That's all a matter, for me, it's all a matter of if and then, right? How long did it take you to get so disciplined and consistently profitable? I definitely still sometimes struggle with over trading. That's definitely a thing in my trading. So just for transparency's sake, I will say that. It's definitely a work in progress, but for me, I think it really just stems from my daily habits, right? It's like, what are you doing in your day-to-day life? Because that's going to translate right onto your trading. And if you're living a very undisciplined life, you're going to trade very undisciplined as well. If I'm too lazy to make my bed every morning, then I'm going to be too lazy to calculate my risk, for example. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of correlate the two. Like, trading isn't just another job. It's literally the way you live life. Like, if you know, and so you just got to be willing to do the things you don't want to do. A lot of the times in trading, it's like right now, obviously, it's like, oh yeah, I would love to catch a trade right now, but my model's not there, so I can't do anything, right? Oh, I would love to trade based off my intuition right now, but that's not part of my model, so why would I have to do it, right? Or when I take a loss, for example, oh, I really want to make it back right now. Well, the thing is, it's not in my model. I can't do it, right? So even though it makes me uncomfortable, I still have to follow it. And so how you live your day-to-day life is you training your psychology and your mental skills for the markets themselves. But yeah, I would say everyone's journey is different. It's not necessarily like how long it took me to get to this point is going to be how long it's going to take you, right? Everyone learns at a different pace. Everyone has different journeys, and it's very difficult to compare a journey of one successful person versus another. There are going to be a lot of similarities, but ultimately the time, right, it takes is different for everyone. But for me, I've been trading ever since June 2022 and started trading ICT ever since July 2022. And then I found profitability 1.5 years into my trading journey. So I guess that's how long it took. But that took like everyday journaling, every day, following a disciplined routine, etc. And one thing about trading is like the difficult part is you can be consistent 90% of the time, but if you're inconsistent 10% of the time, that's going to destroy whatever you were building up. So you have to make sure you're 100% consistent all the time. Because one slip up and you're gonna really mess up. I think that's just the thing of consistency though. It's like you can make like 10 steps forward, but one slip up sets you like 10 steps back or 20 steps back, right? And then you have to slowly grind it up again. Exactly, Jake. And that's why it's like the entrepreneur life is so difficult because you have to work so hard, but you're going to constantly get beat down and you have to be willing to get back up to get beat again. You know what I mean? It's just that that's what makes it so difficult in my opinion. And not a lot of people are willing to do that. And that's why they give up. But for me, I think the biggest thing is, just thinking about my future, looking at my children's eyes and they're asking me why didn't you do this? And then the worst thing I could say is like, oh, it was too difficult or I just gave up. Like I hate that thought. I think I got it from a book or something and it's just stuck with me ever since. Yeah. It's like imagine your kids getting into, okay, I used to do drop shipping for example. Um well, I have a good answer now, but when I dropped it, my answer would be, "Oh, it's too tedious. It wasn't for me. I just stopped doing it." Like that was a terrible answer. But now it's like, "Oh, I found something that I'm more passionate about, which is trading." And so now I have a more solid answer where it's like it's not about like what can make you the most money, but like what are you most passionate about? Because I feel like if you do something exceptionally well in any industry, you will be very well off anyways. What's the most valuable lesson you got of Casper's trainings? Simplicity scales, complexity fails. That's the most valuable thing I will tell you right now. Honestly, I like rarely back tested. Like I would back test, but I rarely did it. And I think forward testing just like it was significantly better for me. Like just showing up every day, watching price live, how it prints, and then after market studying how price played out for the day and like just doing that over and over and over again helped me significantly more than backtesting ever did. Like backtesting is just to understand a concept in my opinion. But then when you're forward testing, you actually have to apply, you're forced to apply those concepts and make yourself critically think based on those concepts you learned. Right? It's a completely different game. In a live environment, you have to be patient. You can't just skip through candles, right? And I think something that also holds a lot of people back is a lot of people have trouble being honest with themselves, right? It's like when you're journaling and let's say you're backtesting. A lot of the times when you're looking at it, you're like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have traded there anyways because of this. And then you just mark it as another win and you end up with like 100 win rate in their backtesting. Is like, that's just unrealistic. Like when you're backtesting, you should be looking for ways how you could have messed up in that setup rather than just ignoring that. It's like if you got stopped out in that position on the backtesting, you're like, oh wait, but my stop loss actually would have been here, so I would have been fine. And you mark it down as a win or something. You know what I mean? And you're just lying to yourself. What SMT am I paying attention to right now? I'm still paying attention to previous month high to previous week high. We just took previous month high liquidity, so I want to see how this date closes. Yeah, but that's pretty much my idea right now. So if we get a daily closure above that, then I'll consider myself my higher time frame idea invalidated. But until then, I'm still looking for lower prices overall. I just don't like how YM ran before NQES. And the only way I can get in is if I get a 5-minute or a 15-minute SMT. Otherwise, I can't. I can't allow myself to chase a move like this, you know? So here is we're now at 10:30. So dropping down to 5-minute, this high right here that we just created, if we get a SMT with this high specifically, which is pretty impossible for YM in my opinion, then I'll look for a short. Trade idea stems from SMT with this high. There we go. Make it as clear as possible for you guys. My trade idea stems from this high. What time will you confirm your higher time frame SMT? Uh, not sure what you mean by that, but I'm assuming you're asking me when I would consider this invalidated. It's if our daily chart closes above previous month high, then I'll consider it invalidated. But as of right now, until we get that, I'm still looking for shorts. So, okay, nice. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quickly. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. USD, GBP, USD is making SMT and Euro has sweep the high. What is your view on USD? Yeah, it's the same idea as I gave earlier today, is that we were sweeping this high, right? And that's why I was telling you guys look for shorts on. Wait, was I telling you? Wait, was I talking about the weekly chart? Did I talk about this? Or this before this live stream? Look for continued highs on the higher time frame. Okay, I think this is what I said. Look for continued highs on the higher time frame because of this SMD here. But because yeah. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That's exactly what I said, I'm pretty sure. And then I said be careful of this SMT here. If I remember correctly. I don't remember anymore. But yeah, if this SMT holds and continues doing what it's doing, I just look for continued shorts. Same as like my idea on the futures, right? I want to look for shorts. I honestly might hop off soon because I feel like it's quite unproductive looking at price right now. I'll give it maybe like another 10 minutes. I'll get off at 10:45. I was planning to get off at 10:30, but I'll get off at 10:45. All right, so since I am heading off at 10:45, type 1 if you're satisfied with the stream. Type 2 if you have any additional questions. That way you have 5 minutes to ask your questions and I can answer. Okay, perfect. So I guess we'll just watch price for 5 more minutes here. Any likes, comments, and shares, I guess, are appreciated. Thank you guys. Shameless plug. Yeah, I think I'll be more active on YouTube on no news days, and I'm just gonna try to grow the community more on the free side. Um, Private community sides, like I think you guys are already thriving, so I'll definitely post up schedules for next month soon. I know for a fact old me would probably be looking at this up move and being like, "Oh, I missed the move. I need to catch it long somehow." But sometimes you just gotta accept you're gonna miss moves like this, right? I didn't have full confidence in a long because of my higher time frame analysis. That's just how it is. Old me would be FOMOing into the short right now. Yes, sir. Actually, you know what? Something that really hit me that Jesse or Casper said. He said, "The pain of regret or the pain of discipline. Pick your poison." Like that was crazy. That was some facts. He cooked. That in a book. He definitely got it from. He reads a lot. Jesse reads a lot. You think ICT is aware of Jesse? Yeah, he is. Jesse, ICT commented in Jesse's content before. He's like, good work and stuff. You don't sacrifice the thing for the things you desire. The things you desire become the sacrifice. Yeah, that's fire. That is fire. Yeah, same, Jake. It's pretty boring so far. um, yeah, I mean, I'm heading off in like 3 seconds here, so thank goodness I'm done with this price action. I mean, there was a clean long, I won't lie. Like, whoever took long, good stuff, but for me personally, my model just, it wasn't there, so couldn't take it. But on that note, thank you all for attending the live as always, and take care. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, I believe. Take care, everybody.